So I had a little bit of an issue. I had gotten like half an hour in and it didn't save. So we're just going to start this back all over again and kind of talk about what's going on and what this is all about. So we're going to be going through this as a Nuzlocke challenge for Pokemon Heartgold. I have been feeling like really nostalgic to go back and play this one specifically. I've played through Red and Yellow like copious amounts of times, and I'm just really excited to like get through this and get going and see how it all goes. Now, the first thing that we're going to have here is to decide if I am a boy or a girl. I'm going to go with boy this time. Not that I'm picky or anything. Please tell me your name. Oh man. Now this is where it gets a lot harder. Okay. Man. Gotta pick a name. Our name is gonna be Jimmy. Sure. Seems like a Jimmy to me, I'm not gonna lie. Fun experiences, difficult experiences, there's so much waiting for you. Dreams, adventure, let's go to the world of Pokemon. Oh man. That hits really good. I've been playing through a lot of different like Pokemon games as of late. Like recently, my wife and I had to get a new Nintendo Switch. And when we did that, we had to transfer over Animal Crossing and everything, so we were able to get that back. But one thing that did happen is I lost all of my data for Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and also Pokemon Sword and Shield. So I went through Pokemon Let's Go Eevee again, and I loved it. I know that game gets a little bit of flack, but it's just fun. It's cute and it's fun, and it's a remake of games that I grew up with. And I loved every second of going through it. Sword and Shield was a little bit different. I didn't enjoy Sword and Shield that much when I first played through it, and I thought, you know what, maybe this is a good time for me to go through it again. If it's making me, I've lost everything I've done, let's go ahead and try it again. And I did, and actually I loved it. I loved Sword and Shield the second time around, which is weird. I didn't think I would, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. I love Meryl more than words could possibly describe. For me, it's really interesting. I remember being a kid and seeing all the promotional stuff and seeing like magazine articles or people at school talking about, the new Pokemon game that's coming out. Like, oh my god, there's going to be so many new Pokemon. What are we going to do? But the first thing they ever showed, if I remember correctly, was Meryl. And everyone was like, wow, it kind of looks like a short, fat Pikachu. And so everyone called it Pika Blue. And I remember having that stuck in my head for a long time. I was like, wow, is it going to be like Pika Blue? Is it electric type? And then, it turned out being a water type. It turned out being all this. And ever since then, I've loved Meryl. I love Azumarill. Maybe I'm saying that wrong. I don't know. But it's such a cool Pokemon. And I am myself really attached to water Pokemon. They're my favorite kind. I love them. Like in my top Pokemon, I'd say like my top 5 always changes, but in my top 5 is always consistently 2 Pokemon. Staryu and Totodile. I freaking love them. So before we go into this next part and picking a Pokemon, I kind of want to go into that a little bit more detail. Totodile is my favorite starter ever. I love Totodile. And I know people give me a little bit of flack for that. They're like, it's not really, like, its stats may not be that good, or it's this little alligator thing. I think it's great. I think Totodile is my favorite starter. by far. I think that Totodile is awesome. I think that Croconaw is an interesting second one. I'm not a big fan of its like middle torso, but Feraligatr is so, to me, unbelievably cool. I think it's the coolest thing. I think for like my 3rd birthday party, not 3rd, what am I saying? 7th or 8th, my cousin gave me a big Feraligatr toy that when you press like one of his spines, it would come out and it'd say like its name, and I thought it was the coolest thing. I played with that thing for hours. So what I'm going to talk about here is I'm going to talk about what a Nuzlocke challenge is and why I'm doing it. Now, I've played Pokemon so many times throughout my life, and I've never ever in my life tried this challenge, and I think it would be the coolest thing. So I'm doing this just for fun, but the core essential rules are this. Any Pokemon that faints is considered dead, and it has to be released or it has to be put in the PC and cannot be touched again. I may put them in the PC. I've never released a Pokemon before. I think I did on accident once when I was a kid, and it devastated me. And I don't want to do that again. I get really attached. It's weird. I get really attached to my team. And so if it does happen, I guess I'll go ahead and release it just so I'm a little more afraid of losing it. But that's going to be the key. If a Pokemon faints, I cannot use it anymore. It has to be released into the wild, including the starter. Now, the other part of it is I can only catch the first wild Pokemon encountered in each area, and none else. If the Pokemon faints or flees, I don't get a second chance. I can't catch another Pokemon in that area. If the first Pokemon in the area is a double battle, which doesn't happen often, I don't think it'll happen in this one, I'm able to choose. Now, this restriction doesn't apply to, like, Pokemon being able to catch, like, during static encounters or shiny Pokemon. Those are fair game. I can get those anytime I feel. That's totally fine. The other things that I have to do, and this is the big thing, I have to nickname all my Pokemon so I get far more emotionally attached to them. I'm already emotionally attached. I know that I'm going to have to be emotionally attached again. Or get more emotionally attached by nicknaming them. And I've never nicknamed them often because I get too emotionally attached. So that's going to make it so much harder to release them that I'm going to be legitimately devastated. So, like, I will do it and I'll be upset. The 4th rule is that I am allowed to take Pokemon that are given freely from NPCs. So, you know, if Bill gives me an Eevee or something, I can keep that and use that and change out my team if I'd like to. Now, the next thing is I cannot reset or reload the game from a save just because an outcome happened that I didn't like. So, this is all one shot. If all my Pokemon faint, I'll just have to start over. And that's okay, because this is just for fun. So, the first thing that we have to do is I have to pick a starter Pokemon. Now, you know, the starters are very tumultuous. Sometimes people are like, oh, you'd pick this one, or you'll pick that one, and it's always just a source of, like, issues for people because people have their preferences. I'm going to go ahead and make my preferences known. This right here, Chikorita, is my least favorite Pokemon ever. Ever. I cannot stand Chikorita. Let me quickly explain why. They lost me with the 3rd evolution. I think Chikorita is a fine-looking starter. I think it's cute. I think it's fun. I think Bayleaf is quite literally, you know, badass. I really do. But Meganium just doesn't do it for me. I feel like they lost a lot of the coolness that Bayleaf had and the cuteness of Chikorita and just put a little flower around its neck, and it doesn't work for me. I think it's one of the weakest 3rd evolutions that there is. Now, Totodile, as I was saying before, is by far my favorite starter ever. I love it. Look at it. It's just a little blue alligator. Croconaw's weird, I get it, I do like it, but Feraligatr is so unbelievably cool. It's just my favorite starter. And of course we have our boy, Cyndaquil. I love Cyndaquil. I truly do. I truly, truly do. I think it's great. I think Cyndaquil's great. I think Quilava's great. And I think Typhlosion is a powerhouse. That being said, I don't know. It's kind of unclear. Other people have said they choose the one they like. Other people say they just randomly do it. I'm so afraid of getting Chikorita, though, if I randomly do it. Alright, I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to see what I get. Let's just... Oh, gosh. Okay. I do like Cyndaquil, but I have to be honest, if I want to make this challenge that much harder, I have to go with something that I love. Yep. Oh, that's going to make this so much harder. It's going to make it so much harder on me emotionally. Alright, so now we've got our starter. He looks so good on that screen. Now it all breaks down to nicknaming it. Alright. Oh, I don't know. I'm just gonna... Fish. Okay. That works for me. Fish will be the nickname that we're given to our Totodile here. And so now, like Professor Elm was saying earlier, we have to go find Mr. Pokemon, and he's going to give us an egg. So let's go ahead and do this. We'll go ahead and take the route. I don't have any Pokeballs to start this off with, so we'll ignore any kind of catching until I get some Pokeballs in order to do it. So let's go ahead and see what we're doing here, what we're going to get, and give it a shot. Oh. Okay. Good. Now, one thing I've always done is whenever I play, I'm okay with my Pokemon fading. So he can learn Ice Fang, which helps with battles with Silver and Dragon-type Pokemon. You're not wrong. That is really good. That is really good. I forgot that he learned Ice Fang. You know, it's actually funny. I was just talking with someone yesterday, because a friend of mine was doing some, like, Gigantamax raids on Sword and Shield with me, and she was asking me, she was like, what's really good against the Dragon types? I said, Ice, of course. And so I've completely forgot that Silver uses Dragon-type Pokemon, so if he lives, if he makes it, if he faints, I have to release him. So let's go ahead and see how this goes then, because I'm going to be using those potions like crazy, because I always let them faint before, because I never had to release them. So let's see how this goes. Alright. I absolutely picked a Totodile. You know what? I wouldn't have been upset at all, as much as I love Totodile, if they had had Meryl as the water starter. I think that would have been cool with all the like advertisements that they had done with it. And I think even on the back of the Heartgold box, or even just the gold version box, they even had a picture of Meryl there. So let's go ahead and get the Pokegear from our mom and see, just get on the road with this adventure. Another thing that I liked about Totodile, for me personally, and I know some people don't like the show as much, but kind of what got me into Pokemon was when I was in elementary school, my mom would wake me up early on the days that new episodes happened, and we'd watch them together. And I remember watching all the Johto stuff, and I always thought that Ash's Totodile had, like, the coolest personality. Like, I thought it was, like, just the coolest thing. And so that always made me, like, really gravitate towards Totodile too. And I think, it was Pokemon 3 with Entei and the Unknown, and Totodile helped them out like a lot breaking into the castle. I thought that was like the coolest thing. So that's just another reason why I liked Totodile so much. So I'm excited to see how it goes. If I have to release him, I legitimately think that I'm gonna cry. Ethan, what starters do you usually pick when you go through them? Like, what's your favorite one from this one? I'm curious. See, Cyndaquil is always my second one. Do you feel the same way that I feel about Chikorita? Because that's something that I feel like a lot of people have a lot of, like, I don't know. It's so hit or miss. Like, I know people who are, like, Chikorita is the thing. Yeah, so for me, it's just, I can't do it myself. It just doesn't fully do it for me. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous here because well, it's level 2, so I'm not as worried, but I just don't want to like accidentally lose like right at the beginning. You know what I mean? So let's go ahead and just knock this thing out, try and get a little bit of experience and just see where this goes from here. One thing I am hoping that does happen in this that hasn't happened for me is I've never caught a shiny Pokemon naturally in a game. I have, you know, a ton in Pokemon Go, as everyone does. I feel like sometimes that Pokemon Go cheapened getting shinies. Like I checked earlier today because of the Machop event they were having, and unfortunately I didn't get any shiny Machop, but I was like, oh, look, I have like 63 shiny Pokemon or something, and I don't know. I've never caught one in a mainline game. Well, if you count Let's Go, I did catch one recently, and I was trying to catch a shiny Electabuzz in the power plant because I love Electabuzz. It is by far one of my favorite Pokemon, like hands down. I love the sound it makes in the TV show, where it's just like yelling, and it doesn't even say its name. It just sounds like a guy screaming. I think it's the funniest thing. So I was looking for an Electabuzz in the power plant using a max lure to get a shiny, and I didn't know this, but in Let's Go, the Pokemon in the overworld appear shiny. So I just saw Electabuzz everywhere, and I got confused because I saw a coughing, and I was like, coughing looks off. And I realized it was shiny. And I think that the shiny coughing looks just awesome. Like it's a dark blue, and then the smoke coming out of it is shiny also. So the smoke is like a pink, like sparkly smoke. It just looks so cool. So that'd be the only other shiny that I've gotten in like a mainline game. I don't know if Let's Go counts, because some people seem to think that it's like, and I get that it's a little bit easier than other games and things, so I don't know. If I found one in this, it being my favorite game of the like mainline ones, that would mean like the freaking world to me. I'd love everything about that. For you, what's your favorite game that you've played so far? All right. Okay, so Pearl is great. I loved those. Heartgold makes my favorite because I guess the best way to describe it is that I was young enough that I got Red like about the time it came out, and I was like, wow, this is the coolest thing. And then when Gold and Silver came out, it just blew my mind. I was like, there's a whole other world. There's a whole other like amount of like new Pokemon that I can catch that I've never seen before. And so when I saw that they were remastering this one, it just like redid like the nostalgia in my heart essentially. Like that same wonder of like, oh my gosh, there's new ones. And that's kind of, you know, worn down over the years as like new games have come out and everything, which isn't a bad thing. I still think Sword and Shield was a lot of fun, like I was saying, but I don't know, Heartgold does it for me a lot. I think I played Diamond and Pearl like 3 or 4 times through, and I really enjoyed it. I think I chose Chimchar every single time though. Like every single time. I don't think I went with anything else, which is weird because, like I said, I always gravitate towards the water starters. That's just, like, I guess my aesthetic. I like blue a lot, but I love water types, like with a passion. Also, for an old guy, this dude can like really move. Chimchar's your favorite starter? I love that. I like the whole fire fighting thing. Infernape is so stinking cool, man. Like they had no business making Infernape that freaking awesome. And I wish that other fire types had done it. Now, I don't know how you feel. Tell me how you feel about Cinderace. Because for me, I felt like Cinderace was just... It was weird for me, and I don't know why, but it just made me uncomfortable. What about you? See, it's just... That's the thing, it's just meh. The first time I played through, I used Sobble, and I thought Sobble was really funny. I liked how it was like... Looked a little bit depressed, but it's always kind of squared up, ready to go. I thought it was awesome. Inteleon left me a little... I don't know, a little kind of disappointed. I thought it could have looked cooler. But the second time that I just beat, I chose Grookey. And I think Grookey and Rillaboom are just so stinking cool. I can't remember what his middle evolution is called, but the fact that he keeps his drumstick in his hair to keep it up, like, that's just a really neat little feature, and I thought it was just awesome. Alright, so we got a potion. I don't want to get into too many fights just now. You know what? I did drop the ball here. I'm sorry, dude. You chose Grookey? See, nice. I loved choosing Grookey this time. I think if I had chosen it the first time, that I would have liked the game more. Like I was saying, I didn't enjoy Sword and Shield as much the first time. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that I just wasn't thrilled with Inteleon as a Pokemon. But I'm like super attached to my Rillaboom, and I love it. And like, I just played through both DLCs, and I think Rillaboom's level 90 now, and he's just still carrying. I think his moveset is awesome. I think the drum beating attack is just wild. It just makes me excited. What I am really excited for is, since you said that, you know, Pearl is one of your favorites, I just saw the announcement that they're going to be doing the, like, remakes for the Switch. I'm going to buy it so fast. I really am. I can't wait. And I heard a rumor that they're doing this in a Let's Go fashion. I don't know if that one's true or not. I haven't heard if it's confirmed. But I will buy it. I will play the crap out of it. I think that's just really exciting. Like, what a good world to do in a Let's Go fashion. Like, Let's Go, starting it off in Kanto, I thought was really smart. Everyone knows it, so like, even if you've played it a few times, like, you can go in blind and you'd be fine. So I think that doing that with Johto would be just absolutely awesome. Did you play Let's Go? Did you, like, enjoy it maybe as much as I did? Because I know that it's a little off, but I still think it was just a lot of fun, regardless of how easy or hard it is or anything. See, there you go. It's just a blast. Now let's real quick, we're going to not take any chances here, and we're going to get fish up to full health right quick, just to be safe. When was the last time that you played through one? Like, any Pokemon game at all? Or, so, like, what's the... what game have you played through most recently, I guess is what I meant to say. I worded it weird, I know I did. Oh yeah, nice! How far in it are you? So very far. Nice. See, I can't remember a lot about the Elite Four in this one. I don't know why. It isn't sticking out to me quite as much. I remember the Elite Four from Kanto very well, and I remember the Elite Four from Ruby and Sapphire very well, because I still think that that's one of the hardest ones to date. But for this one, I can't remember it that much. Ooh, nice. With the scratch, just take care of it real quick, and that'll definitely give us to level 7. There's no doubt there. Oh man, now I'm really curious what Shiny Totodile would have looked like. I know that there's people who like redo their game, like they save before they pick because the chances of still opening the Pokemon and being shiny are like really high. For me, I don't know. I don't have the patience to sit there and do that, but I feel like Shiny Totodile would look really, really cool. Alright. Perfect. And this is the right house. Awesome. I always forget that Professor Oak's there. If they put Megas in the Sinnoh remakes, that'd be interesting. That'd be really interesting. Because I know they did that with Let's Go, right? I think that they did put Mega Evolutions in it, which was a really interesting choice. When they first did Mega Evolutions, I was like a little iffy on it, because let me put it in contrast here. I really like the Dynamaxing and Gigantamaxing. I like that it only lasts 3 turns, and you only get that one shot to do it. And that made me appreciate Mega Evolutions more. But when they first did Mega Evolutions, I was really 50-50 on it, and I couldn't tell you why. But they did make it... Well, I guess when making Dynamaxing battles, it made me appreciate Mega Evolutions more. So I'd like to see what Mega Evolutions in Sinnoh would look like. I'd be really excited to see what a Mega Evolution Infernape would look like. Ooh, I don't know if you can make him look any better. I mean, I'm sure you could, but it just looks great. The only Mega Evolution that I was like kind of iffy on is I love the Black Charizard Mega Evolution with the blue flames. I think it's awesome. It was the other Charizard Mega Evolution that made me feel a little bit iffy. It felt like the other one was so cool that it made the other one just look like a little bit of a like a different looking normal Charizard. Is that weird of me to say? It might not be, but I don't know. Would you like Mega Evolutions in the Sinnoh game is my question. That would be my question. See, I'd like to see what Mega Evolutions would look like, especially for something like Infernape, like I was saying, but I don't know. It's really the Dynamaxing that made me appreciate Mega Evolutions more. But before Dynamaxing, I was vehemently opposed to it. I was like, it doesn't really do anything other than a stat boost. It's just temporary. You can only do it once, but it lasts the whole time, I guess. I don't know. It didn't work for me when they did it. I can't remember what game they introduced it in. I can't remember off the top of my head, but that's okay. There's only one game that I didn't play to completion, and it was actually... It's a disaster. Oh, that's right. That guy snuck into his lab. Crap. I'll get back there. But, the only game that I didn't play through was actually Black and White. I really enjoyed Black and White up until the Elite Four. The Elite Four was... I don't know, maybe it's just because my Samurott was just rolling through the entire game. But... I don't know, it felt really hard to me, and I couldn't quite enjoy it all that much. I don't know, it might just be me, but because I didn't finish Black and White, I didn't play Black and White 2. And I feel bad because I love Pokemon, and I know that I should go back and replay them. And maybe I will one of these days. I don't know. Did you like Black and White? Is that a game that you really enjoyed playing? That didn't do too much. See, that's how I felt, but even since I couldn't beat the Elite Four, I was like, I had my fun. Like, what else am I going to do with this at this point, you know what I mean? So, I don't know, that's just my take on it. Yesterday, though, I replayed an older Pokemon game, and it's one of my favorites. And it might sound weird. Pokemon Snap. My wife and I have a friend staying with us for a little while she's in between like apartments and kind of figuring out some things there. And she was saying like, oh, I'm so excited for the remakes because she just started getting into them with Sword and Shield. And I still have my Nintendo 64 and I was like, well, are you excited for new Pokemon Snap? And she was like, I don't know what that is. So I said, all right, let's play this one. And we actually played through all of Pokemon Snap in one sitting. That being said, like, it is really short. I think we did the whole thing in an hour and a half. But it was... I don't know. I love Pokemon Snap. I love catching Pokemon. I love training them. I love battling them. But I think what I liked about Pokemon Snap is that it's just, you know, pure taking pictures and enjoying Pokemon in the natural habitat, which is cool. It is really cool. And... oh, here we go again. The music for it, that's what I say, and the music for it, it's like, do you really? I didn't know that you had to do it twice. So wait. If it's too much to type, you don't have to, but I'm curious, how do they justify you having to do it twice? That's my question. Interesting. Okay. Okay, that's really interesting. So 1 to verse N. I forgot about N until you said that. Twice to verse the real champion. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I totally forgot about N. I guess that's just how, like, weird the game was for me playing it, that I was just like, I don't know. I didn't really, or I guess this is just me, my process. When I got to it and I was like, I couldn't beat them, I was like, I don't know, I don't really want to keep trying all that much. That being said, I did like Samurott. I thought Samurott was a really fun starter. And like I said, I usually choose water starters, and I think that I chose Samurott after I did Froakie. And I like Greninja, but I couldn't remember, or I couldn't get past that it was its tongue around its neck. That might sound weird. That might sound like a little petty or something, but I just couldn't get past it. I thought it was weird. And maybe it is weird and I'm not crazy, but that's just how I feel. Like when I recently watched Detective Pikachu, and you chose 3 water starters? Nice. Which ones have you chosen out of like all the ones that have happened? Of course, Squirtle. Yep. Oshawott, I'm telling you, that Samurott at the end is just wild. Forgot he rolls up in here with Chikorita. The Gen 6 water starter. Oh, I can't remember Gen 6. Hold on, let me look it up. Okay, Gen 6 is the... Okay, Gen 6 is the... Okay, it is the fire starter. Okay. It is the fire... Or sorry, Gen 6 is Froakie, not Firestarter. Sorry, I got confused reading all the information it was spitting at me up there. But yeah, see, I like Froakie. I really do. It was just the whole Greninja tongue thing. I couldn't do it. I think the only game... There's one game that I played once that I didn't pick a water starter. And it's... the only game I've played once other than Black and White, which is Sun and Moon. And I chose Rowlet. I don't ever choose grass starters, but I thought Rowlet was his little bow tie. So stinking cute. And I didn't know that he was going to be, that Decidueye was going to be a grass ghost, which is just a wild combination. I think that's the coolest thing. Because I feel like we always get the same types of starters. We always get, you know, firefighting and things like that, or grass poison, or a few grass grounds. So a grass ghost, I thought was the coolest thing. I don't know. And like I said, Litten is kind of up there with Chikorita for my least favorite starters. I might be crazy for that. I don't know. What did you think of the starters for that one? Go. New Barktown, right. Get in there and let's see what he has to say. That's right, he chose Chikorita. This is one of the... Because I know you have your friend in this, but I think this is one of the only ones where you don't have, like, your friend meet up at the same time and, like, just pick the one opposite you for your starter. You like Litten and Rowlet, but not Poplio? I absolutely... I respect it. I respect liking Litten. I do. For me, it was just the whole... I don't know how to describe it. Like, for me, I'm not a big fan of wrestling. Like, I like UFC, I like MMA stuff, but I'm not a big fan of, like, wrestling in and of itself. And so I think that's why Litten turning into Incineroar didn't quite didn't quite do it for me. I don't know. And Poplio, it looked a little too much like, I don't know, it looks a little too much like Seal, and it felt a little unoriginal to me. That could be me. But let's pick this guy's name. I named my guy Jimmy. I don't know why. I'll tell you what. Here's what we're going to do. I appreciate you watching, Ethan, so I'm gonna name this guy after you. All right. I think this is where the challenge really gets in. I think this is when I start getting Pokeballs. So, oh, thanks for the follow, man. I appreciate it. That's awesome. Handed the mysterious egg. All right. I guess that then that counts as well. So once it hatches, I do get to keep Togepi. Alright, sweet. That'll work really well. And the champion is not at all easy. Certainly can challenge Violet City's gem. Gladly. Please. Alright, let's talk to the mom, and then let's get in on trying to catch our first one for this challenge. Oh, I forgot she does that. Yeah, why not? A little surprise. Always good to put a little bit away for later. Oh. Sometimes I spam that talk button. Gen 4 is the best starter group. I think that I agree with you on that a little bit. They're all very equal. There's not one that you look at and go, oh, that one was kind of weak. You know what I mean? Like, they all feel about the same. Like, I think in every generation I can tell you one that I've been like, I like these two, but this one doesn't do it for me at all. And that's just, you know, the way it's always been. But I think you're right. Gen 4, it feels like, I don't know, they're all kind of really good. True. Very true. Steel types in general, I really, really enjoy. I've been a fan of them. Steelix itself. Yeah, fighting beats Steel. I knew what you meant, yeah. Which is really nice. Oh crap, what was I about to say? Oh, my favorite, when they first dropped Steelix, I was like, this is the coolest thing. And I actually just found, because I was like going through all of my older games, or my older cards, because I was like, what do I have? Is there anything worth something? Maybe I can sell some cards, make a little bit of extra cash, buy a new DS to play some old games or something. And I found a Steelix EX card, and it's not terribly beat up or anything, so I'm actually going to try and send it in to get graded, because I think it just looks so unbelievably cool. I think it's from like just that first round of like EX cards. I just think it's so awesome. And then I just found, for a fighting type, I found at my local card store, they had a first edition Fossil Pack Hitmonlee. It's not holographic, but because it's not holographic, she gave it to me for like 10 bucks. And I was like, that's awesome. So I'm going to send that in with the Steelix to get graded and just hang them up because two of my favorite Pokemon by far. I don't know why. I feel like everyone likes Hitmonchan more than like Hitmonlee. But I love Hitmonlee more. Okay. Now is the time of truth. We get our first true Nuzlocke challenge moment. I can only catch the first Pokemon in this route. So, yeah, Hitmonlee is the kicker. He's the one with the big long legs. Alright. I'm nervous. Oh gosh. Honestly, I'm not going to complain. I do like Pidgey, and a flying type is always important. So let's do this. See, I knew there were other people out there who like them. Hitmonlee is great. I know that Hitmonchan gets like Fire Punch, Ice Punch, all that stuff, but I just think it's so cool. Alright, so the challenge has officially begun with this catch. Pidgey's data was added to the Pokedex. What is the Pokedex entry for this one? It usually hides in tall grass because it dislikes fighting. It protects itself by kicking up sand. Awesome. Very cool. Now we have to nickname it so that I get more emotionally attached. I'm gonna get stuck. I don't know, what do you think? Do you got any ideas for a nickname? That's okay, I respect it. I'm gonna go with... You know what, I just recently went hard playing Super Smash Brothers, and I was grinding trying to get better with Fox. So we're gonna name our boy Star Fox. And that's a sick name, and if he ends up being great, that's gonna make me even more depressed that he's, you know, gone. Like I said, I don't know if I'll be able to release them. I get so emotionally attached. It's really bad. Alright. Let's go ahead and try and get some experience here. Just level Fish up just a little bit more. Because, like I said, I don't want to take any chances of accidentally losing him. Because I love Totodile. I want to keep him for as long as possible. Alright, to the next town. I can't believe I didn't run into anything in that patch. There it is. Of course, the second I say that, that's what's going to happen. I'll go ahead and run from him and get to the... Alright, it wants me to destroy something, I guess. Alright, let's do it. Just use the water gun again, get that quick one shot, one kill. Awesome. That's a decent little bit of experience for, you know, it being such a lower level. I guess any experience is big for our Pokemon being at the level that they are. So let's go ahead and get the heal. All right. with any money, I'm going to go ahead and buy just a few extra Pokeballs just to be safe, because I don't want to, like, risk the chance of, like, you know, running out when I'm in the middle of trying to catch the one Pokemon that I can catch on a route or something, you know what I mean? Alright, so I've got 3,500. Alright, I'll go ahead and just buy 10. I feel like that'll be enough. That honestly should be just enough. This is the one where they introduced Premier Balls, I guess. I couldn't remember that. That's wild. Alright. I think Premier Balls are sick. If there is a Pokemon that I really like, I will use a Premier Ball just because I think they're so awesome. Like, if I run into this, I truly hope I do. If I don't, I'm going to be, like, wickedly upset. My favorite Pokemon of all time, by far, is Phanpy. If I see a Phanpy, I'll put it in a Premier Ball, like, right off the bat. I don't know. I think Phanpy is really awesome. Are you a fan of Phanpy at all? Do you think it's a cool Pokemon, or am I just, like, honestly crazy? And we get to catch our second up here. Let's do it. Or maybe not. There we go. Oh, I hope it's good. Oh no! Let's see something. Yeah, I guess I just gotta... It is good. Yeah, see, I think for a ground type, it's really unique. I love that it's a little elephant. I think Donphan is stupid cool. Alright, we're gonna scratch it. 2 Pidgeys in a row. What are the odds? I named that one Star Fox, so now I don't know what to name this one. Give a nickname to the caught Pidgey. Gotta do it. I'm thinking, honestly, for this one, I'm gonna pay a little bit of homage to good old Twitch Plays Pokemon back in the day. I was watching it when they were doing the Elite Four. I was watching it like under my desk during a final when I was in college. Oh, I just have such good memories. So in honor of Twitch Plays Pokemon, this Pidgey will be dubbed Bird Jesus. Perfect. I love it. See, that's what I was wondering. I was actually looking that up. I couldn't remember the duplicate rule or not. Because I know some people are like really like, you have to catch them, even if it's the same thing. But I don't know. Maybe I want to play that way, but I also want to have like a little bit of a diversity thing. So let me ask you, I'll let you kind of decide how this is going to go from here on out. Do you think I should, if it's duplicates, I have to keep the duplicate? Or if it is a duplicate from the one I caught the last time, am I good to go and do it again? I'll let you decide, because I'm fine with whatever way this goes, because I'm just in it for the fun, you know what I mean? I'll actually go ahead and I'll go back and get that Pidgey healed up just to be safe. I don't know. Let's go ahead and do this. I'll go ahead and put Bird Jesus in the PC. Just because this is my first one, my first through. I don't want to make it too hard, so if it is a duplicate, I'll go ahead and just try and catch the next one that I see there. So I'll go catch one other one. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Switch off. There we go. So let's give it one more shot. Try and catch one other one and see how it goes. Wow, that was fast. Okay. And we got another one. All right. Maybe the game just wants me to only use Pidgeys. No, that can't be. I'll go ahead and run from this one and I'll try another one. Please not a Pidgey. I'll take it. I gladly will take it. I love Caterpie. I was worried I was about to destroy it. I really was. I was like, oh no. Alright, using a Pokeball. Boom. Got the data in the Pokedex. Let's see what they've got for this one. For protection, it releases a horrible stench from the antenna on its head to drive away enemies. That's a good way to do it. I do like bug Pokemon. I feel like they get a bad rap all the time. Alright. A nickname for Caterpie. Alright, I'm gonna go with Shorty. Because he's a real small guy. I love it. Alright, now we got a Caterpie. Got a Caterpie. So if we can get him leveled up, then we've got Butterfree eventually. That'll be really good. Butterfree, I feel like tanks a lot more than people give it credit for. Like, truly I do. Like, it's a really solid Pokemon. I think it's because it learns Confusion so early on. That Psychic attack, because you usually don't get Psychic Pokemon until a little bit later, makes such a huge difference sometimes. There we go. Gotta go up here. Actually, check something real quick. Yeah. Alright, so unfortunately, Ethan, I have to bounce. Let's go ahead and save this. I am meeting up with some friends for dinner, but I appreciate you jumping on and like watching. I don't know how you found the channel. I just started it today. It's the first time, but I appreciate you coming and I appreciate the follow. I just made an Instagram for the page, so it's under the same thing, Brightside Adventures. And so if you follow that, you can find out other times I'm streaming so you can watch along and we can keep going on this adventure. So the whole reason I chose the name Brightside Adventure is just, it's been such a weird time this year for everyone, and I think Pokemon brings a lot of light. So I just want to go through these adventures with everything being kind of gloomy in the world sometimes, and just look for the bright side and just have some fun. So give a follow on Instagram if you can, and I saw you followed on here, so hopefully it notifies you the next time I'm on, which will probably be either tomorrow or Monday, and I'll see you on the next adventure, dude. I appreciate it. Have a good one, man.